Leader of the Your Party, Jeremy Corbyn visited Luton to organise and strengthen party activities in the area. He was warmly welcomed by former Mayor Waheed Akbar, along with other party members. During the visit, they expressed their commitment to actively promote the party and work together for its growth and success in Luton.
Set about you. I'd say the best defence strategy there is not to attack that person in the first place, not to steal their cabbages, not to steal their goods, not to, so I don't think that Jeremy Corbyn or anyone else is saying we shouldn't have a defence. I don't think he's saying we should all disarm everything we've got. I believe that, and I believe in this myself actually, that you need a defence strategy, policy, which is genuinely about defending your people. And that's as much to do with social welfare care as it is about war. But if we weren't so much of a provocateur country, if you look at most of the conflicts around the world, there's the British there, not only stirring, but funding, supporting, arming and all that. So it's up to us, the citizens of this country, to do something about that. And then that's what I call defence. Yeah?
Delivering essentially a conservative agenda. That's Starmer's Labour right now. We had hope when Tony Blair got in way back then. That quickly dissipated when we saw war after war and the continuous lapping up to America. And obviously we saw what Mandelson did in the establishment of New Labour to begin that path of taking it away from working people. We have to return a party of the working people, for the working people, and that is your party. That is what we're seeking to establish. That is what we cannot move away from, socialism. That is the party that we're seeking to create. Now that means that each and every one of us has to spend time sharing what socialism means, because it means different things to different people, and people won't understand it as socialism. But people's everyday lives could benefit from socialism, right? We know that. But the struggle that people are going through requires them to need a party like your party, and it's going to require us as grassroots communities to stay grounded and in control of your party. That is what we voted for at the conference. So that's what we'll do. We'll make sure that everyday people continue to keep everybody grounded in what matters. And what matters is that we end poverty, that we end in work poverty, that we end child poverty, that we end wars across the world, and that we are all together seeking to work with our communities, build our communities, grow our communities from the grassroots up.
I am just taking a couple of minutes. I just welcome to Jeremy Corbyn here in Luton. This is not the first time he has been in Luton. Many times I think I have been as a member of Labour Party, leader of the Labour Party on many other occasions, and I know one of his friends lives here as well. And it's a great honor and privilege to welcome Jeremy Corbyn, and I am very pleased that I had always supported and influenced by Jeremy's leadership, and we were hoping in 2015 that it was a luck and that come true. But unfortunately in 2017 elections, I think Claudia has mentioned lots of other things, but I would say money and media. That was the crunch which actually led to defeat Jeremy Corbyn that time. And Jeremy has struggled all the time in his 50 years career as a politician, in the member of parliament, for human rights, for justice, peace, equality, and I think he's still sticking to that and I am very actually proud of him, and we will be supporting him, and we should be supporting him to become the leader of your party, which we think he can actually make positive changes in this country. And I am not taking any time further, because we are already late, and it's not because Jeremy, he has to attend the parliament business, and that was essential for him.
I think proposing this particular course of action will be a way of us bringing some kind of attention and some kind of focus on that. The other points I just want to make to you today are this. If you go down the street there now and ask people what their concerns are, their concerns would, I guess, first up be probably housing and housing costs. Next up would be stresses amongst young people over education, over university debt with being to university. And third up would be fear. Fear of racism, fear of attack, and fear of isolation as a result of it. We have a political system that is actually, without him doing anything, being virtually run by Nigel Farage. And give you a flavour of what reform are about. Yesterday there was a debate in Parliament on abolishing the two-child benefit cap. Now, I agree with abolishing the two-child benefit cap. I voted to abolish the two-child benefit cap. What was missing from it was an end to the overall benefit cap, because that means despite extending DWP benefits to a large number of children who currently don't get it, or in families that don't get it because they're more than 2 children, it does deny at least 25, probably 50,000 children benefit at all from that change, because of the overall benefit cap on the global sum that can be paid to any family in a week. And so the government either didn't understand this, didn't know this, or simply didn't want to do it. And so the Independent Alliance group of MPs, Adnan Hussain, myself, and Shaukat and Iqbal all made those points in debate yesterday. And so that we're pushing on, because the levels of poverty in our society are appalling. What I also said was that whilst I obviously support taking away the two-child benefit of Boris Johnson, about giving American healthcare companies access to the National Health Service, something I said they would do in the 2019 election, and they all denied it. It's happened. It's there. So Palantir are now in pole position, thanks to Wes Streeting, to get control of all of our NHS records. That is every record of everybody that's lived and died in this country since 1948. That is an amazing resource for medical research, amazing resource for lots of things, and also a very dangerous access to an awful lot of highly confidential and highly personal information that's held about all of us, because we trust our doctors, because we trust the health service. And so, because Mandels is involved, suddenly the whole thing has got much more publicity. I'm involved in a local campaign in my constituency. We've got a big meeting tomorrow night to get rid of Palantir, or stop Palantir coming into our hospital. And if you're not involved in that campaign, please join in, please get involved, and please support it. I think we can win on. We can win on this one because of the revelations that have come out today. Health is central to our lives, and a publicly owned NHS is obviously central to it, not the privatised one or privatising one we have at the moment. But here's the thing, I want us as a party to develop a new policy area. Make it our USP, our unique selling point. A national care service, free at the point of need for everybody. All of us either know somebody that needs social care or gets social care. All of us know people that are not getting enough social care. All of us know people who've had to give up a lot of their lives just to care for somebody because the public care is insufficient for them. And so I'm not blaming care workers here. I think they're wonderful people who are often grotesquely exploited and underpaid. But there isn't sufficiency of it. It's a Mandelson, his networks, his connections. And in reality, what we should be doing was examining the whole nexus of well-placed lobbyists like Mandelson in the pay of the private sector, and at the same time in cahoots with somebody like Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted paedophile who was convicted 18 years ago. Not yesterday, 18 years ago. He came out of prison shortly, I think he was in for 18 months or something like that. He came out of prison, was welcomed out of prison by Peter Mandelson, of course, and Peter Mandelson kept a very close relationship with him, as we know. And Mandelson continually lied about all of this. And then what comes out isn't just the close relationship and the obscene and absurd yachts, private flights, parties with lots of women who were forced into it, forced abduction of women from many parts of the world, into London, into Paris, into New York, into Miami. I mean, it's the most disgusting, shameful web of rich and powerful men, and some not so rich but wanting to be rich, so they join in with Epstein and all the rest of them, getting into this sick, sorry morass of disgusting behaviour. And the women victims will be scarred for the rest of their lives on it. And we know that one took her own life, Gillian Guthrie. And so the debate was actually about why Starmer appointed Mandelson as ambassador to Washington. And Starmer comes to Prime Minister's Question Time today and is obviously asked that question. And he said, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't do what I did then. So is Starmer seriously expecting the whole world to believe that at no stage during his relationship with Mandelson, at no stage was he aware of this web of deceit that Mandelson weaved around himself? Was he at no stage aware of Mandelson's involvement with all of this stuff with Epstein? Was he at no stage aware of Mandelson's relationship with various Russian oligarchs who dealt in minerals and so on? Was he at no stage aware that 3 times Mandelson has had to resign from public office because of bad things that he was doing in public office? So Starmer sort of went on with this stuff, and nobody really believed it. So the debate went on this afternoon, and I think it was absolutely disastrous in Mandelson. My point was that what Mandelson represented was everything that was about the Labour Party that he was trying to destroy. He came in with Blair and New Labour, the idea being to ditch all our principles about redistribution of power and wealth in society, about democracy, about working class power, about trade union influence, and all those kind of things. It was all about creating a business-based, pro-business party that would make a lot of people like him extremely powerful and extremely rich. And I find it a bit galling when Labour MPs today all go up parroting what Starmer had said. If only I'd known then what I know now. Well, there's lots of evidence of dozens of them who were happy to be photographed with Peter Mandelson only 18 months ago in a general election campaign, and indeed got elected with the support and help of people like...
Keep watching D News 24 UK for more updates. Thank you.